Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing another client tutorial, so stay tuned. To start off with her face, I'm going to be moisturizing and priming her face with the Embroilise Cream Concentrate, and I'm using a Real Techniques sponge. To shape out her brows, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Brow Definer in the shade Ebony. And to further fill in her brows, I'm going to be using the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Chocolate, I believe. And I'm just using this to create brow hair strokes and fill in the rest of her brows. To conceal her brows, I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Fair Neutral. And I'm just using this to clean up her brows and make them look more crisp. And I'm using a e.l.f. flat eyeliner brush. And this works really well because it has a flat edge. And it really helps you get in there and clean up the brows. And then for eyeshadow primer, I just used that same concealer and I brought it on her eyelids. Concealer works just as well as eyeshadow primer, if not better. And then I'm going to go in and conceal the top of her brows a little bit, and with the same e.l.f. eyeshadow brush. And then to set that concealer, I'm just going to be using the shade Tempera in the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia. And to warm up her crease a little bit, I'm going to be using the shade Burnt Orange on a Morphe brush. I really wanted to do something that was going to bring out her green eyes, so I wanted to go in with like a burgundy red color. So I went in with the shade Red Ochre from the Modern Renaissance palette on a regular flat shader brush. And then I'm going in with a blending brush, the one that actually came in the palette, and I'm using the shade Burnt Orange again just to blend that out. And as you can see, I got really messy with it, but I'm going to go back and clean that up with concealer. To deepen up her outer corner, I'm just going to be using the shade Cypress Umber from the Modern Renaissance palette and a e.l.f. contour brush. Now I'm just going back in with my Morphe M433 brush and just blending and making sure everything is seamless. And if you don't have this brush, you need it. I only have one and I feel like I need like 4 more. I just love it. It just blends eyeshadows just so effortlessly. Now I'm just concealing her eyebrows again just to clean up where I took the eyeshadow up a little bit too far. And if you do this, it's really easy to fix. Just take the concealer and clean it up. And then I'm just going to take an e.l.f. eyeshadow brush and just blend it out. You really want to use a fluffier brush like this to blend it out so it won't look so harsh. For eyeliner, I'm just going to be using the Maybelline Eye Studio eyeliner, and I'm going to be using the Essence eyeliner brush. And this is only like $1 at Ulta. It works so good with eyeliner because most eyeliner brushes are so thick and they're so hard to make a thin line with. So this is really perfect. So now I'm just going back again with the same Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I'm just cleaning up her eyeliner. And now I'm just using some mascara on her upper lashes to prep for falsies. And I'm just going back and cleaning up that eyeliner again. For lashes, I'm going to be using the Ardell Mega Volume lashes in the number 251. And these are just really fluffy and flared out. They really remind me of mink lashes, honestly. And they're only $5 at Ulta or any drugstore. And I'm also using a Ulta eyelash applicator, and if you don't have an eyelash applicator, you need one. It's really scary pointing some tweezers at somebody's eyes, so these just make your client more relaxed and not as scared of eyelashes. And then I'm just using a makeup wipe to clean up under her eyes where some eyeshadow fell out. For foundation, I'm using the Makeup Forever Cream Stick Foundation, and I'm just using a foundation brush to blend it on there. And then I'm going to go in with my Beauty Blender or a Real Technique sponge and blend it out. To conceal and highlight under her eyes, I'm going to be using that same Tarte Shape Tape Concealer and a Real Techniques brush. And I'm just putting that under her eyes in a triangle shape and down the bridge of her nose, in the middle of her forehead, and on her chin. And then I'm just going to go back in and blend out the concealer again, and then I'm going to be setting it with the Lorac Contour Palette, the two lightest highlight shades in there. And I'm just going to set it under her eyes with a Real Techniques setting brush. And then to really set her under eyes, I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier powder and my Real Technique sponge, and I'm just going to be setting her under eye, but I'm not going to let it bake for long at all. I'm just going to place it on there, and then I'm going to go back in and sweep it away with the same Real Technique setting brush. I've learned that letting your under eye bake for too long, even if you have really oily skin, it can just look so cakey and powdery. It just does not look good. So if you want to bake at all, I would just recommend placing the powder there and then swiping it away not too long after, just so that you ensure it doesn't look cakey. to bronze and contour her cheeks, I'm just going to be taking the Benefit Hoola Bronzer. And if you're her skin complexion or tanner, this is a perfect bronzer slash contour. It's so pretty. It's matte. It doesn't look too dark or too orangey. It's super pretty. And I'm just using a Royal and Langnickel contour brush. And then I'm using that same Hoola bronzer to just quickly contour her nose, just going down the sides of her nose and at the bottom. And then I'm just further blending out her nose contour with a little bit of translucent powder to tone it down a little bit, and then just blending out the rest of her face. And then I just took some translucent powder on my Real Technique sponge and used it to kind of clean up her contour. And this can make a huge difference if you took your contour down too low or you just want it to look more defined. And now I'm just using the Milani Luminoso Blush, and this is a really glowy peachy blush, and I'm just using another Real Techniques brush. And after I do my blush, I just like to go ahead and sweep that powder away. To set her face and prep for highlighter, I'm just going to be spraying her face with the Urban Decay All Nighter spray and just blending it out further. And for highlight, I'm just going to be using the Becca highlighter in Moonstone and a Morphe Y14 brush. And now I'm just adding a little bit of Mirabella Swirling Pearl, and I added some on her nose and her chin as well. And I'm using my M433 brush to kind of smoke out her lower lash line with the shade Burnt Orange. And then I added a little bit of Red Ochre. And then I ended up adding some of Cypress Umber as well to deepen it up. For eyeliner, I'm just going to be using the Marc Jacobs eyeliner in the shade Blacker. And this is a really good eyeliner. If you want your eyeliner to stay all night, this one does not budge and it's super black. And I also ended up adding some NYX Gold Glitter Liner in her inner corner just for a pop of something. And I didn't get a clip of her lipstick, but I ended up adding the NYX Suede liquid lipstick in the shade Sandstorm. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and don't forget to like and subscribe.